Good morning, degenerates, and welcome to another episode of Boring Crypto IO, the place where I read you the boring crypto news every morning, Monday through Friday, just so you don't have to. My name is Not Important, and I'm your host. Let's get into it. Nothing exciting today, guys. I kind of just picked the best news I could find. Yeah. Anyways, Coinbase lobbying efforts face setback from Hamas crypto use, which isn't really true, but we'll read the story. Middle East regulatory clarity drives crypto industry growth. Binance FZE head. And IMF director urges financial inclusion via digitalization. We'll see what that's all about. Guys, to the market. Current market cap right now sitting at 1.09 trillion, down just 0.26 from yesterday. Bitcoin dominance ticked up to 51%. ETH sitting at 17.5. 7 Quay will get you that ETH transaction. And fear and greed sitting at 47, still neutral. Yeah, I'm curious. See, CoinGecko has the dominance sitting at 49.1%, and ETH sitting at 16.9%. The coin market cap has it at 51% and ETH at 17.5%. Interesting. All right. Well, outside of that, I was just curious. I wanted to see the difference between the two. But let's blow through the top 100 as usual and see if there are any outliers. After Monday's madness, everything's kind of chilled for a little bit. So let's again see if there's any outliers. Toncoin. Oh, well, it was at 4.9, but it just dumped to 3.6 while I was getting ready to say something. Leader Dow down 4.15. Threes, twos, ones, threes. Trust Wallet back up 16.9% on the day, 14.38 for the week. 5% to the downside for Clay. 5.97 to the downside for CFX. SWE down 4.93% on the day. Woo Network down 4.13%. And that's about it for your top 100. BAT down 3.14 from yesterday. Okay. Bitcoin 4 hour. Well, no, I'm on the 2 hour. Sorry. I left you guys here with this kind of flag. I've adjusted a little bit. We kind of got a breakout retest rip, which is what I was expecting potentially out of this flag on the Bitcoin chart. Again, side note, we're still holding above 28, which is absolutely great. We've got 2 daily candle closes now above 28. You know, I've been telling you for months that I have no bullish sentiment in the short term until we get a few candle closes above 28. We'll see what happens. We got a rip earlier this morning, and I thought this was the bounce, but it instantly got sold off and rejected right at 29K. And now it's hitting the top of this trend line. I'm not sure if this is in play anymore. Again, this was an idea. The only other thing that might be in play, on the short term at least, on the shorter time frames, let's look at this. Something like this potentially. And I would say this would be probably a fake out, but right here at 28,610, which has been major resistance that we've been watching. That looks a lot cleaner for potential price action. These rips, again, could just be a bull trap. But on the 2 hour, I would look at that for the shorter time frames for another potential breakout. See, we're getting a bounce right now off of this as we're doing the video. Let me see on the 1 hour. Yeah, that looks like what we're looking at. Yeah. this is our range right here, guys. Let's see if we continue to follow this lower trend line. This is bullish. If we rip out of this, this is bullish. Keep your eye on this. It's still a potential flag. Bull pennant, bull flag, whatever you want to call it. Oh. Excuse me. But outside of that, again, because everything's kind of slowed down since this giant rip, I like to back out and show you guys these things. Let's go back out. Let's start at the 12-hour. Get rid of all my lines, all the nonsense. When in doubt, back out, right? Now, I want you guys to look at this. On 12, all right? Expand it just a wee bit. What do we see here? From all the way back in March 17th-ish. We'll say March 16th-ish, right? You see lowest support at just at around 25K with a range of between 25 and 26 is your bottom. A range of, we'll call it 31.5 to about 30 is your top. Sideways action, guys. I know we like to stay on these shorter time frames per usual. We like to focus on these big pumps, but this is legit sideways action. Swing high, swing low, swing high, swing low. All right, even on the daily, let's get it even tighter. I might even go to the 2 or 3 day for this just to show you guys. Highs, lows, highs, lows. And this is about, I think I measured it earlier, it's about a 24% range from the highs to lows. Let's just hit 25. Yeah, 24%. All the way to the top of this, 26.87. This is what I'd be looking for. If we start moving back up, guys, this is going to be your resistance range. Anywhere from, let's call it 30,500 up to 31.84, 31.8, 31.9. This is going to be your biggest resistance that we don't get rejected and roll back over all the way back down to 25-ish. Again, if we do, there's nothing wrong with this. This is sideways action. It happens like this, especially at the bottom of bear cycles, guys. So that's potentially what we're looking at. We're looking at, over the next, let's see how long it took to go from the top here to the bottom here. 62 days. Okay. So let's say it takes roughly, this is all hypothetical stuff too. Side note, this isn't financial advice nor my financial advisor. I'm not even that good of a trader. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just playing with charts on a screen. Okay. That took 62 days to play out before we got a reversal in the trend. So let's try that again from the bottom of this one. So roughly 2 months, give or take. We are just over halfway there. Okay. So if that takes another 62 days, somewhere right around there to get to here, we could potentially be back at this 31,822 by November 12th. So something to think about, guys. I like to use these things as just potential ideas of where price action would go. Again, let's look at the swing high to swing low on this over here. I really would call it from here because that's like it's a BS fake out. So let's just, we're pulling time, not necessarily a distance of the price action. That was 80 days. So give or take, this has been what we've been doing. Anywhere from 60 to 80 days, we've had these swings that look like they're these huge volatile moves, but they're only like 24% here and there, give or take, which we could potentially do again. So be prepared for that. Again, I know we like to look at the shorter time frames of price action, but the bigger plan is this right here, and right now it really is just sideways price action. As well as I'm kind of reiterating the point of why I've been telling you guys, excuse me, this is a good range to start putting in buy orders or dollar cost averaging, whatever your plan is. If you're swing trading, you've got major potential to play these swings. But outside of like the every average, day trader, swing trader, if you're looking to just build a position, which is what I'm doing right now, guys, I'm not openly trading. I've been telling you guys that since I opened the channel, or started the channel, excuse me. I'm not openly trading. I'm just building positions, especially in things like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Excuse me. This is not a bad range. 2 years from now, you're not going to go, oh, did I get in at 25 or did I get in at 30? You're not. Trust me. So with that being said, that is what I've got for you for Bitcoin. Let's go back to the 4. Look at our potential pennant. Two hour, 1 hour looks a lot better. All right, so here's where we're getting hung up. We're getting hung up at 28,413. We'll call it 28.4, whatever, and 28,610. That is our range that we're getting hung up at. Hopefully it doesn't flip this 28,413 into resistance. That would be kind of shitty. We could roll over and go break to the downside with this potential triangle. If we do, we need 28 to hold. If we lose 28, guys, this is all a waste of time, waste of energy. All right, on the news. Coinbase lobbying efforts face setback from Hamas crypto use. Berenberg analysis. Reports of Hamas using crypto to fund recent attacks in Israel could make Coinbase's lobbying efforts more difficult. Dude, here's my opinion from someone who's actually in the space before even getting into this article. Guys, crypto is, believe it or not, crypto is heavily traceable. Government bodies, elected officials, people that like to control shit, very much like to use crypto as a scapegoat. Or let me rephrase it this way. Very much like to use macro events happening around the world. They like to take those and use those as things to be anti-crypto. Because crypto means, real crypto means that they lose their power. They lose their control of their money. When you bank yourself, the system falls apart, right? So they like to find events and tie them to crypto and make crypto look bad, right? And I got a feeling that's exactly what this is. Because, the United States dollar, nothing shady has ever been done using the United States dollar or any other currency for that matter. Why the fuck does it even matter? Excuse my language. On the grand scheme of things. So, sorry, moving on. Could make Coinbase's lobbying effort more difficult, says Berenberg lead analyst Mark Palmer. The use of cryptocurrency by Hamas militants to fund recent attacks on Israel may have set back Coinbase's crypto lobbying efforts in the United States, says a new investment report from Berenberg Capital Markets. In an October 18th research note, Berenberg lead analyst Mark Palmer said the primary driver of his cautious stance toward Coinbase comes from the various regulatory actions being levied against it in the U.S., along with political headwinds emanating from Israel and Hamas conflict. Last week, the Financial Times reported that Israeli authorities shut down and seized more than 100 accounts on Binance and other crypto exchanges that were being used to aid Hamas in its fundraising efforts. As a part of the crackdown, Israeli authorities seized millions of dollars worth of cryptocurrency, while Hamas announced last April that it would no longer use crypto Listen to this right now, guys. Hamas announced last April that it would no longer use crypto for fundraising due to the ability of authorities to track its movement on blockchain ledgers. What did I tell you at the beginning of this story? We believe the recent headlines are likely to make the clarity around the question of crypto's legal status even more elusive, wrote Palmer. This small paragraph completely sums up this garbage. It's trackable, so they stopped taking it. Oh, but crypto, it's funding the terrorists of the world, or Hamas, whatever you want. I don't have a side in this. I don't know enough. But my point is, I do know enough about crypto, and anytime something like this comes out, it's all bullshit. So, over the last few years, Coinbase has drastically upped its lobbying efforts in the U.S. as part of a strategy to seek clear and more crypto-friendly regulations introduced into the country. Berenberg analysts reiterated their hold recommendation on Coinbase stock and maintained a price target of $39. Coinbase shares were trading at 77.3, up 3% on the day, according to the data from TradingView at the time of publication. We continue to view Coin through a cautious lens, especially after the stock has traded up more than 112% this year versus 72% for Bitcoin and 29% for the tech-heavy NASDAQ, said Palmer. Our hold rating on Coin reflects our view that the stock is uninvestable in the near term, he added. Palmer also explained that Coinbase's ongoing case at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission may continue to be an overhang for any positive momentum in the company's share price. While Palmer noted weaker than expected trading volumes arising from the persistent crypto winter, he said that Berenberg had raised its estimate of the company's consumer transaction revenue to $240.8 million from $210 million. The adjustment was made to reflect his expectation that Coinbase's consumer take rate will contract a slower pace than we had been anticipating. Additionally, Palmer explained that the crypto exchange's large cash balance provides it with the cushion and flexibility. He expects management to continue to reduce expenses and extend its runway moving forward. Given those factors, as well as the fact that Coin is a crowded short, we believe shorting the company's shares outright represents a risky strategy, especially as the stock could be prone to abrupt upside moves as the company pushes through its legal battle with the SEC. Right. Outside of this, guys, outside of the Coinbase stuff, whenever you see this stuff about negative talk about crypto because people are using crypto to fund Hamas, don't listen to it. It's media hype bullshit just used as rhetoric to try and be down on crypto, guys. Hamas, we seize all these accounts because crypto is being funded by Hamas, but Hamas said that they stopped taking, which can be tracked, by the way. Hamas stopped taking crypto since last April, before this even started. Then why did they seize all those accounts? Huh. You just wait for the government to get money. All right, moving on. Middle East regulatory clarity drives crypto industry growth. Binance FZE head. The UAE, Dubai, and Bahrain continue to attract major cryptocurrency exchanges and businesses due to their progressive regulatory approaches. Major cryptocurrency exchanges and businesses are being lured to the proverbial crypto oasis around the Persian Gulf, according to Binance FZE's general manager, Alex Shahade, who heads Binance's local operation in Dubai, tells Cointelegraph reporter Ezra Ruggiera that progressive regulatory framework in the region are a major draw card for startup and established industry players. What stands out in the Middle East is regulatory clarity and certainty. We have a virtual asset specific regulator here in Dubai, VARA, Virtual Assistant Regulatory Authority. We have ADGM, Abu Dhabi Global Market, with its virtual asset framework, and we have Bahrain's central bank being accepting of cryptocurrencies. Shahade believes that regulators in the jurisdictions have not quite figured out or taken the time to learn the ins and outs of cryptocurrency landscapes or simply lack the bandwidth to begin regulating the sector. So you're seeing events like FRIEND.TECH and Future Blockchain Summit, as well as global companies coming here because it's easy to do business. The Binance FZE general manager adds that businesses need certainty in order to create long-term plans, and the regulatory parameters that exist in these specific jurisdictions facilitate that process. Shahid also highlighted Binance's role as a catalyst for Web3 companies and startups to establish in the region. We are an ecosystem enabler. We're the biggest Web3 company in the world. You often see network effects with size, and we're seeing a healthy environment with big and small players. Shahid stated that Binance now employs around 600 people in its Dubai-based operation and will continue to play its part in fostering the industry. He adds that Binance FZE has been operating as a regulated exchange in Dubai for a year and a half and is segregated from the rest of its global operations with ring-fence custody and operations. In a prior interview with Cointelegraph at Blockchain Economy Dubai Summit, Ashke Chopra, Visa's vice president and head of innovation and design, echoed Shahid's sentiments regarding the region's progressive regulatory outlook. As a broad member of MENA FinTech Association, Chopra highlighted the forward-looking and inclusive view of blockchain and crypto solutions as a key driver of growth for the sector in the region. Regulators are actually looking forward and working with the local blockchain community, institutions, startups, entrepreneurs to come up with a very inclusive perspective on what is the future and how can we be best positioned both as a market and as a regulator. Researchers from blockchain analyst firm Chain Analysts indicates that the MENA region is the fastest growing cryptocurrency market in the world. Transactions volume in the region reveals users received $566 billion in crypto between July of 2021 and June of 2022. Boom. Let's all go to Dubai. So anyone ever been there? Do you know anything about Dubai? Looks really freaking hot. That's all I have to say. The UAE, Dubai. Let me know. Comments down below. And last, IMF director urges financial inclusion via digitalization. IMF managing director Kristalina Georgieva? Interesting. Says decentralization is the most important way to scale up financial inclusion. During her opening speech at the International Monetary Fund, the IMF seminar on financial inclusion in Marrakesh, Morocco, IMF Managing Director Kristalina G said digitalization is the most important way to scale up financial inclusion. It is digital that moves help to people, investment, and ability of the economy to accelerate. Georgieva said, citing digital cash transfers in the African nation of Togo put in place during COVID-19 pandemic. She urged the comprehensive national strategies for financial inclusion, but reminded the audience about the financial stability risks, which often correlate with this digitalization. Keep wanting to say decentralization, but digitalization is what I'm reading. Sorry, y'all. The IMF has recently been active in its analysis of necessary crypto regulations. On September 29th, it proposed a crypto risk assessment matrix, a CRAM, for countries to spot indicators and triggers of potential risks in the sector. The IMF synthesis paper, jointly prepared the Bank for International Settlements, BIS, was unanimously adopted by the G20 finance ministers and central bank governors communique in October. Communique? The paper advocates for comprehensive oversight of crypto instead of a blanket ban. Its high-level recommendations include cross-border cooperation and information sharing between regulators, a demand for comprehensive governance and a risk management framework for crypto companies, and a guarantee of access to relevant data provided by companies to the authorities. Right. Guys, like I said, it's just a lot of boring news. Nothing exciting about price action or, Bitcoin or anything like that. So I apologize. But hey, now you're updated. Let's look at Bitcoin one last time. 28413 is looking rough. 7 minute. Let's go. Get yourself a little rollover right there. Mini double bottom here. Pew. Yeah. Shorter time frame, like the shortest time frame I will look at. Keep your eye on the bottom trend line, this bad boy right here. Of that, excuse me, bull pennant and 28413. See if we can get back above it. If this turns into resistance, hopefully this holds, and hopefully 28 holds. Okay, that's it. Guys, that is all I have for you this morning. If you do enjoy the content I provide for you here every morning on BoringCrypto.io, please by all means subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for notifications, watch, like, and share the videos on all your social platforms. Please like the videos above all, above anything you can do. Like. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mom, tell your kids to get on here, subscribe, like, and I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning. I'm out of here.